Hello, everybody. It's Wednesday. We're coming to you Wednesday. Um, Alan had some weather issues yesterday. I'm so tired of shoveling like ice and water is basically what we have now. Um, it's like a balmy 36 degrees, so everything is like melting and turning into slush. Um, and I can't have, and I should have shared this picture. So on our house, we have a corner or like an inside corner that comes basically by our front door, and there's an overhang that I need to take care of sooner or later. Um, but like I said yesterday, and I think I published that video in the group. Um, I just been so terribly busy and working on things. Um, so like I said, I haven't traded, day traded. Um, too much lately. I've basically just been watching the positions that I'm holding. Um, and I can run through them. There's only 4 or 5 of them. Let me share my screen and then I'm gonna toss it over to Alan to get his thoughts. Um, my lagger, well, actually I got 2 laggers. One is BidF. I talked with someone and actually this was at the beginning of the month. Um, was a Bitcoin fanatic, and they're all around. They seem to be most boisterous on the way up, and they seem to go away on the way down. So one stock that he pushed was called Bitfarms, small operation out of Canada. I think I'm in at 316, which is the top of this candle. And as you can see, I've lost, I think, 30% of my position on that one. I don't I don't know if I'm going to continue to hold it. It seems to be holding this bottom right here. And I think some Bitcoin exposure I want throughout the year. Um, my second one is a line, and I posted this in the group. Um, if this doesn't hold tomorrow, um, I'm out because this is pretty much coming up on a triple bottom. Um, and it had a pretty brutal day today, down 3.5% when most of the tech was up. Um, luckily, I'm green in my position or in my whole portfolio because I have Goog, which was up 1% today. I want to say I got that in low 140s. Um, CrowdStrike, CRWD, which is another one that was up 1% and continues to climb. And the Nivea, which I'm actually up 25% in 2 weeks. And this chart is getting, I want to say it's extended, but it continues to rise. If you look at this and if you look at AMD, um, there are two that are just on monstrous runs lately. And this was kind of a continuation from the end of the year last year. Um, they had a very good year last year, and I would like to think that run's going to continue. Um, I may start putting this one on a leash, my Nivea position. Um, I don't know. I'm torn between buying stocks and holding them throughout the year and just letting them do their thing and not look at them, and then somewhat actively trying to trade them, look for entries and exits, that sort of thing. So we'll see. Um, One that I'm interested in because my Bitcoin guy also was a big fan of Baba. And I think I mentioned this yesterday as well, which, along with other China stocks, have been on this great downtrend lately. Um, a friend of mine posted a video of some guy mentioning this, which is FXI, iShares China Large Cap ETF. Um, and let me extend this out to see where we're at. Can I go 2 years? If you notice, China's been on this ever since. January of 23. So this entire last year, it's been on a downtrend. Some are saying that we're reaching another bottom and China's starting to invest in their market. So it's one that I'm tossing around, getting some exposure to. I don't want to be just all tech. I want to look for alternatives in China. Maybe one of those avenues. I don't know yet. And as I mentioned yesterday, they had a pretty big bounce actually these past 2 days because of China involvement. And we'll see where it goes. If this continues to rise or if this move up we see are just people jumping on the bandwagon and eventually it continues on its downtrend. So let me know your thoughts. What you guys think I should be in. Again, I'd rather hold these positions long term and just I don't know where I was looking for that. ALGN. But like I said, I'm nearing the end of my ropes on a line. It's a technology. I think they deal with medical stuff. But this chart is not. I wonder if this could be considered a head and shoulders. Here's a shoulder, here's a head, here's a shoulder. But I think the right shoulder needs to be higher. Anyway, I know, and I asked Alan this right before we went on to talk about oil. And again, remember the oil stocks are Oxy, Petroleum, XOM. I'm missing one.
Schlumberger, SLB,
SLB, yeah,
Marathon.
Marathon Oil. If you
Your
notice,
your your
yeah,
big your
MRO.
big three is EOG, XOM, and Oxy.
Yeah, EOG. And if you notice on these charts, this one not as much, but we were down. I think we started the day down in oil before we had this rise. Oxy. There's a tail right there. But I don't know. Are we bullish on oil? I mean, you would think
Yeah.
with the Mideast.
Yes. And you
Yeah.
can see it's coming back to that. Is that today?
This is a 3-month. So this is today.
Yeah. So
Uh,
and that's showing you, it's always going to come back up to that 3 month.
yeah.
My stocks that I like right now are EOG, Oxy, OXY, Visa, MasterCard, Google, AMD.
AMD is a nice. Yeah, and you reminded me because I'm actually holding Visa as well. I think I got in just under, maybe just at 270. These guys report Thursday, I believe, after the bell. And I remember you talking either last week or the week before saying that Visa is going to do well the beginning of the quarter because of all of the buying, all of the people, going out there and buying things, purchasing. So hopefully
So
we'll
it's
see.
it's always good that fourth quarter, and it was a good quarter of buying on the Christmas and on that whole fourth quarter.
And if you notice this chart, this is the 3-month daily, it's been on quite the rise. Let's see here.
You can get
November.
away with that because the your red line is moving in an upward direction. See, if that was going straight or downward, you know that tail is going to follow it.
Right. And a lot of people watch. So this is the 20-day SMA and this is a 10. Watch for this to
Yeah.
cross over. So if it starts to fail, that 10 is going to cross the 20 or it's going to dip before the 20 does. So
Right.
yeah, these are the charts you want long term. These, yikes. these ones that just trend upwards, you know, and kind of pause before moving on. Look at this. So 3 red candles and then we took off 3 red candles.
So did we get any, have you heard any feedback from anybody in the group about, are we gonna, meet over in Vegas? How many people have we got in the party?
Yeah, you know, honestly, I don't know. I think I've heard of one person coming to meet us. I told a friend of mine that, and I don't know if you guys, the trader that I'm familiar with that's going to be down there is John Carter. Now, John Carter runs Simpler Trading. It used to be Simpler Options. For those of you Thinkorswim people, there's a TTM indicators. Well, John Carter was the one that developed those and sold those to TD Ameritrade. I think he was in Trade the Markets before, and I have his book somewhere. I don't know where. But John Carter's going to be down in Vegas as well. So he's one of the presenters that I'm kind of looking forward to. So,
And my friend Steve Forbes will be there.
See Forbes. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be an awesome time. I can't wait. So yeah, and honestly, I think it's still $100 for a 3-day conference is a steal. I
Great.
mean,
Yeah, well, for what you're gonna get out of it. And, I'm still working on my desktop experience so I could be a presenter, but, um, that's another issue. So.
hmm, yeah.
Mhm.
Okie doke. I think that's all I have. Um, like I said, I'm basically just holding these upward trending stocks. I think I may run a Thinkorswim scan to scan for stocks that have rising 10 and 20 SMAs. Um, I usually watch, I don't know if I can find it in here. Indicators. MACD. Let's see what this got. Oh, this one's kind of hard. Let me zoom out. So this MACD, you look for these crosses. Notice that this cross is right here, and then we trend it up. Watch for this to cross below, and you know that's a signal to get out. Here's another cross, you know, and cross up. And you can scan for that, or I can scan for that. So I may look for other stocks to hold. I'd like to get at least 10. If I can get 10 stocks, and I think I'm at 5 right now. If I can get 10 stocks in my portfolio, I'll be happy. 10 good stocks, put it that way. So anyway, I should probably run. I'm gonna let you run. Yeah. Hopefully, hopefully things are going well. It's coming up on February, which is a rough month for us here up in the north. So, because it's
Oh,
cold.
so in the
Cold.
last 30 seconds, can you tell us why they fired the Milwaukee
Oh, yeah,
Bucks coach?
That's right. We so yeah, and you know, and also they fired Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator for the Packers. Um, so so we need, I think the quote was, we need defense all around. Um, and you know, and it's amazing because the Bucks are in second place. They have like 30 to 18 record. So they had a winning record, and yet they still fired the head coach. Um, Mainly because of and our record doesn't show it. But we've had disastrous losses against teams that we should have blown out the water. Um, no offense to Detroit, but we barely beat the Detroit Pistons, who are at the bottom of the conference. Um, we just, and this goes back to our trade for Damian Lillard. We got rid of, um, drawing a blank, but our defense has just been terrible. And, um, And the Bucks knew that, and the Bucks organization knew that we weren't in a position to go past the regular season if we stayed with what we have. The expectations with Damian Lillard, Giannis, and Drew are just way above on what they're doing now. So yeah, so we need a new coach, and we need a new defensive coordinator for Green Bay. I don't know, maybe Jim Harbaugh will come be our defensive coordinator. I heard he's on the way out of Michigan. So
Now they say it's going to the LA.
LA going to the Chargers. Yeah,
I don't blame him. I mean, all this garbage about stealing signs and all that. He's like, I don't need this nonsense.
right.
I mean, and then they're trying to say he did this and that. I think it's all jealousy myself.
Yeah.
I
I mean, he
he's
deserves.
like, I don't need this this minstrel stuff. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah, he
Plus, he's got
deserves.
nothing to prove. I mean, now he's going to have the pressure of winning it all over again.
Well,
And
he's probably the only coach that has taken a non-SEC team to the championship, and it's not to say that the Big Ten is a fluff, but I think he's the first coach, the first Big Ten team to go and win the national championship. So that says quite a bit for him. So yeah, I think he deserves to kind of move on and move past that collegiate. I was gonna say fanfare, but it's BS, I guess. The hassles of it. So yeah,
yeah,
let him go pro. So
yeah, there you go. He's going to make a fortune.
yeah,
But
right.
Michigan was going to pay him a fortune too, so I don't know.
Yeah, I
All
think that,
problems we don't have anybody who wants to pay us 157 million.
right. Not yet. Maybe eventually.
Yeah.
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
Brian. I will check with you next week and go from there.
Okie doke. Sounds good. Take it easy, everyone. We'll talk to you later.